Hey guys, welcome back. In today's video, I'm going to show you how I went from this platinum to this navy blue. If you would like to see how I achieved this look, keep watching.
Nothing but a beauty queen. She make it look so easy. No one else can compare. She know what she doing, yeah.
First, let me show you guys what kind of gloves I use. When I'm coloring hair, I like to use these gloves, which are dishwashing gloves. They're long, thick. I don't have to worry about my nails getting colored or my arms getting colored. So, like I mentioned before, we're starting off with a 613 Platinum. That wig was actually toned for its previous install, but for today, we're going to use a Royal Navy and a Blue Moonlight by the Kiss color. And we're literally just going to do a watercolor. I'm pretty sure you guys have seen 1,000,001 videos on how to do watercolor. I'm just going to take me a big bucket, put all my color into the bucket. I believe I used 4 of the navy blue and 2 of the moonlight blue, and I put it into a bucket and I poured hot water into the bucket. You don't have to use extremely hot, but I feel like the hair takes better when the water is the hair takes the color better when the water is extremely hot. So yeah, once that's all in there, I'll just mix it all together, make sure that the color is, kind of coming out the way that I want it. And then I'm going to go ahead and take my 613 wig and dip it into the color. I did not wash it prior to this because it just was unnecessary. So I'm just going to dip it, make sure that the hair is completely getting covered. We kind of went for an ombre look, which means that the ends are going to be a little darker than the top. And I actually had to color this 2 times. So the first time I used 2 navy blue, 1 moonlight. And then after I let it dry, I ended up redipping it again and using another 2 moonlight and another 2 royal blue and 1 moonlight to achieve the color, because you want it to be dark enough and achieve the look that your client wants. So sometimes you do have to go back over and recolor hair, which is why custom colors and color wigs do take time, because you have to let them things dry and then recolor it. It's a lot to process. But once the color is achieved, I'm going to go ahead and wash the wig. One of the reasons why I love these gloves as well for coloring hair is because it comes with like these little ridges on the gloves, grids, or I don't know, it's like textured. So when I'm washing that lace and really getting that color out, I feel like it breaks that color down and removes any excess product off of the lace as well as the hair. I did allow that to dry. While that dries, I'm going to begin my client. She's literally doing just a wig swap, so we're using the same old braids that she already had. I'm just going to spray her hairline down with hairspray. This is obviously after I cleaned her hairline. And then I'm going to slick her baby hairs back using an edge brush, and I kind of wait for that spray to get a little tacky, so this way it could really like hold her baby hairs back. And now that that's done, I'm going to go ahead and put her ball cap on. And these caps I got from Amazon. And when I say these things are so tight and snug, it's just, I don't know. So excuse the struggle. But I'm going to put her ball cap on, cut around her ears, and then spray the same hairspray onto the line of where her hairline is. And then I'm going to take my Erica J glue and I'm going to put that over the line where I put the spray. Then I'm going to take my hair glue and I'm going to create another layer of protection for the cap. This is really good to make sure that your client's cap does not slide back. If you just use hairspray or was it like the Gorilla Snot and all that stuff, eventually with sweat, your cap is going to slide back. So if you have a client that is prone to sweating a lot, I advise that you actually use your glue to hold your cap down as well. It's a great step for extra security. And once I'm done with this, I'm going to place my client underneath the dryer for about 10 to 15 minutes until that layer of glue is completely dry. And then we can move on to the next step of installing. Now that my client is completely dry, I'm going to sew her cap down, and this is going to make sure that her cap doesn't slide up underneath the wig during the time of her wearing it. This is definitely optional, but this is something that I do with each and every install. Once that's done, I could go ahead and start cutting the excess cap off the front of her hairline. And I was going to cut as close as possible to the, like the trace line that I created with the hair glue and the Holden spray. And I'm going to cut this cap off on both sides exactly the same. Now my client, her hairline is a little back and she wants her forehead to be a little smaller, so that's why it's so much extra cap in the front, as you can see. But like I mentioned before, this is going to allow for her cap to last longer because it is being applied directly to her skin versus extremely close to her hairline. Once that's done, I'm going to clean her hairline area with alcohol, and then I'm going to use my Erica J Hold Me Down Skin Guard. I think that's what it's called, but I forgot to capture it here. But once that's done, then I'm going to take a layer of the glue, and less is more. Apply it in thin layers, and do not apply another layer until the first layer is completely clear, okay? Okay, so like I said, you want to make sure that the glue that you are applying is a thin layer. So use a small amount and evenly distribute that glue across her hairline. And I do apply glue to her whole entire hairline. And then when it's time for me to install the wig, I install left side and then I install the right side. I used to install the whole entire wig at one time. I try to pull the whole thing at one time, but trust me, it's easier if you just focus on one side at a time. But I do like to apply my whole layer of glue because I feel like it just allows the glue to dry completely and I'm not rushing or feel like I'm crunching on time. So I make sure that my client's head is pressed back, and then I make sure that there's no hair up underneath underneath the wig, stuck onto the cap or the glue. This calls for a very clean application, and like I said, I do one side at a time. So right now I'm pressing down one side, and that means technically like from the middle line of her nose, that whole side is going to be pressed down, and I'm going to move on to the opposite side and press the opposite side completely into place. And like I said before, it just makes sure that I'm taking my time with each side. I'm not rushing trying to place the whole wig on at one time. Side to side makes it perfect. And then also, this is a hack. It prevents you getting those little wrinkle lines if you do one side at a time. So if you've ever experienced that where you're getting those wrinkle lines in the front of your lace, try to do each side at a time. Don't place your middle down first and then left side, right side. Place the whole left side down at one time and the whole right side down at one time. That allows you to kind of tug. As you can see what I just did, I kind of tugged it and pulled it and pressing it. That causes for that tension and that little facelift effect that you guys get when you get a frontal, when you pull and tug and snag, and that will also prevent them wrinkles on the front of your lace. If you guys have any questions in regards to that, I do offer classes. If you want more in depth on how to prevent that, make sure you guys go to www.crownsforqueens.com. Follow me on Instagram at crownsforqueens_, and on my other Instagram at I am Salicia, whichever you find first. So now we're going to move on. Once her lace is completely placed how I need it to, I'm going to kind of trace out where I want her baby hairs to lay. And then I'm going to go ahead and part her middle part because we're going for a middle part with some cute, soft little baby hairs. So once that's done, I'm going to focus on parting. Middle parts are very precise, and you want to make sure that it's straight from your angle, your client's angle, and from the back angle. So you'll see me turning her, looking at different angles, and just making sure that her lace is laid and making sure that that part is perfected directly down the middle. To help me ensure that my part is perfect, I want to make sure that the hair is completely flat, because once you put the makeup and all that stuff, if you don't make sure that that part is pressed down already with the hot comb, and I like to do the step of blow drying because it also helps with laying it, then you could mess around and do all of that and your part will be crooked. So I like to take my time, use a blow dryer, use a wax stick, use my hot comb, and just keep going over that area or whatever area until my part is as visible and as visibly straight and directly down the middle as possible, if that makes sense. Now I'm going to take my makeup, which is a LA Girl makeup. I'm not sure what color shade I used, but I actually like to squeeze some of it on the back of my hand and then keep dipping back into it, making sure that my point of the brush that is on this applicator is clean and not too messy, because when it's too much makeup up there, it literally would cause for a nasty part. And since this hair is colored, I honestly don't want to use a color spray to spray over it. The density is still very full on this wig, so it's not really needed. So as long as you're applying your makeup really clean and being precise with how much makeup you're actually using, you will literally prevent having to use any spray or creating a nasty, messy, cakey makeup top where your part is. We don't want that. So yes, look at that part. It's giving. Just take your time and be very neat. It's literally it's art. We're painting here. So yeah. So now that that's done, I'm going to like I was saying before, press out her baby hairs. Now, this wig was worn before, so they do have previous baby hairs, but if you're reinstalling a wig, 9 times out of 10, you have to relay those baby hairs. So I like to press mine out with a hot comb before, you know, actually styling them, because it kind of maps it out and lets me see, like, okay, this is how it's gonna lay. Yeah, so that's what I do. Once that's done, I'm gonna trim them. And then my next step is I'm going to use this colored mousse that's from the Ebon line, and I'm going to mold the baby hairs with that, but it also is going to tint the lace and kind of give it more of a brown color so it can match her skin a little bit more. Then I spray it and hold it down so this way it can mold the lace. And while that's molding, I'm going to pluck and tweeze a little bit more, because sometimes, like I said before, reinstalling an old wig, this is a step that has to be done. Once that's done, this is what you will get. So I did curl the baby hairs, but I did not catch it on camera. After they are curled, I'm just going to take a little bit of holding spray and swoop them in the direction that that I want them in. If you guys would like a more in-depth tutorial on how to lay your baby hairs, curl, cut, everything, just comment down below and let me know, and I'll definitely get you a more in-depth video just on showing you that. Now we are almost done. She decided that she wanted it big, soft curls, so I'm going to use my T3 curler with the biggest wand attachment that I have. I cannot recall on the top of my head what size it is, but I got the trio pack and I am using the biggest curl. And I'm just going to curl all her hair going away from her face. Yeah. And just holding it for 30 seconds each curl, and that's what we have achieved. Very cute. You can definitely see the color. You can see the lighter streak in the front, the darker navy blues in the back. It just looks so good. So now we're gonna comb it out, and starting from the ends, gonna comb it out and kind of just have the curls lay in the direction that we want them to. And that's it. That is literally the steps that I took to achieve this look. If you guys enjoyed today's video, please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure, again, you guys follow me on Instagram at Crowns for Queens. You can shop my hair, which this is I can't remember what length this is. This is an older wig. It is 613 and it's been worn and colored multiple times. Yeah, so definitely shop with quality hair that you can reuse, one-time purchase, good investment that you can, like I said, reuse as many times as you would like to. I'm also using my Crowns for Queens hot comb as well, which can be found on my website at www.crownsforqueens.com. Until next time, guys, I'll see you guys soon. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed this in-depth tutorial. Thank you.